You know that feeling when you look at your life and quietly ask yourself, why am I still stuck here? Not out loud, not to anyone else. Just inside your own mind, late at night, when everything is silent and your thoughts become louder than the world. You scroll through social media and see people your age doing things you always dreamed of. Someone started a business. Someone got their dream job. Someone is traveling, earning, building, becoming something. And then there's you, feeling like life is moving, but you are standing still. And the worst part is not even failure. The worst part is confusion, because you are trying. You are studying, working, planning, watching motivational videos, making notes, saying, from tomorrow I will change my life. But tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next month. And suddenly another year passes. And you start questioning yourself. Am I not smart enough? Do I lack talent? Is success only for lucky people? Let me tell you something very important right now. Something most people never realize until it's too late. Success is not a moment. It is not luck. It is not even talent. Success is a system. And if you don't understand that system, you will keep feeling like life is unfair. Even when the problem is not life, it's your method. But here's where it gets interesting. Because the same people who feel stuck today can completely change their life in the next 6 to 12 months. Not by doing something magical, not by waiting for motivation, but by understanding a few hidden truths that almost nobody talks about clearly. And I want to show you something that might disturb you a little. What if I told you that your current life is not a result of your potential, but a result of your daily habits, your environment, and your decisions you repeat without thinking? That means your future is not something you wait for. It is something you are building right now, even if you are not aware of it. But there is a twist, because most people are building the wrong future without realizing it. They are busy, but not productive. They are active, but not focused. They are learning, but not applying. They are dreaming, but not executing. And slowly, life starts rewarding someone else. Not because they are better than you, but because they are more consistent than you. Now I want you to imagine something. Imagine two people start the same journey, same age, same background, same intelligence. But one of them understands one simple rule. I will not rely on motivation. I will rely on discipline. The other one keeps waiting, waiting for the right mood, waiting for the right time, waiting for confidence, waiting for energy. 1 year later, their lives are completely different. Not because one was lucky, but because one understood the hidden game of life early. And that's exactly what we are going to break down in this journey. Because if you stay with this, I'm going to show you something that can completely change the direction of your life, step by step. But first, I need you to be honest with yourself. Are you really stuck? Or are you just repeating comfort disguised as effort? Because there is a difference. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Now let's go deeper. Most people think success is about doing big things, starting a business, becoming famous, making a lot of money overnight. But in reality, success is extremely boring at the beginning. It looks like waking up early when you don't feel like it. It looks like studying when your friends are relaxing. It looks like saying no to distractions that feel harmless. It looks like doing small things every single day even when nobody is watching. And here is the part that breaks most people. These small actions do not give instant results. So your mind tricks you into thinking they are useless. But they are not useless. They are invisible compound growth, like a seed underground. Nothing happens for weeks, sometimes months. But under the surface, everything is changing. Your discipline is growing. Your identity is changing. Your mindset is becoming stronger. And then suddenly one day, everything starts to show results at once. People call it overnight success. But there is no overnight success. There is only hidden consistency finally becoming visible. Now let me tell you something even more powerful. There is one thing that separates successful people from everyone else. It is not intelligence. It is not resources. It is not even opportunity. It is how they respond when nothing is working. Because everyone can work when results are visible, but only a few people continue when results are invisible. And that is where life decides everything. Now think about your own life for a moment. How many times have you stopped doing something just because it didn't work fast enough? How many dreams have you abandoned? Not because they were impossible, but because they were slow. This is where most lives are quietly destroyed, not by failure, but by early quitting. And the painful truth is, most people are only one phase away from breakthrough, but they quit in the middle of the process. Now, here is where your story can change. Because I want to introduce you to something very simple but extremely powerful. The identity shift. Right now, you might say, I want to be successful. But successful people don't think like that. They say, I am the type of person who does what is required. That small shift changes everything. Because when you identify as a disciplined person, you stop negotiating with yourself every day. You stop asking, should I do this today? And instead you say, this is what I do. And slowly, your actions start aligning with your identity. Now let's talk about something most people ignore completely. Your environment. You can have all the motivation in the world, but if your environment is pulling you down, you will struggle. If your phone is full of distractions, if your friends don't have goals, if your routine is random, then your willpower is constantly being drained. Success is not just about working harder, it is about removing what destroys your focus. Because a focused average person will always beat a talented distracted person. Always. Now I want you to imagine your life again. But this time, imagine you make one change. You decide, I will protect my time like it is my most valuable asset. No unnecessary scrolling, no random distractions, no meaningless consumption. At first, it feels uncomfortable, because your brain is addicted to distraction. But after a few days, something starts changing. You start feeling control again. You start thinking clearly. You start noticing opportunities you ignored before. And this is where life begins to shift quietly. But here comes another truth that nobody likes to hear. Success is not linear. It is not a straight line upward. It is full of confusion, frustration, and moments where you feel like quitting. And in those moments, your mind will lie to you. It will say, this is not working. You should try something easier. Maybe you are not meant for this. But those thoughts are not truth. They are resistance. Because every level of growth comes with discomfort. And most people confuse discomfort with failure. But successful people understand something different. They understand, if it feels hard, it means I am growing. Now let me ask you something very honestly. What would your life look like if you didn't quit in the moments where everyone else quits? What would happen if you just stayed consistent for one more year than everyone else? Not faster, not smarter, just longer. That is where everything changes. Because life does not reward intensity. Life rewards consistency. Now imagine yourself 6 months from now. Same person, but slightly better habits, slightly better focus, slightly better discipline. Then another 6 months, then another. And suddenly, one day you wake up and realize you are no longer the same person who used to feel stuck. You became the person you used to watch from a distance. And that moment does not come with noise. It comes quietly. Now, as we reach the end of this journey, I want you to remember something very important. You don't need a perfect plan to start. You don't need perfect motivation. You don't need perfect conditions. You only need one decision: to stop quitting on yourself. Because every day you continue, you are building a different future. And every day you quit, you are rebuilding the same life again. So the question is simple. Which direction are you choosing right now? Because your success is not somewhere far away. It is being created in your habits today. And if you truly understood what we talked about here, then you already know the truth. Your life will change the moment your daily decisions change. Not tomorrow, not someday, but the moment you decide to act differently than before. And if you stay consistent with that decision, then success will not be something you chase anymore. It will become something you naturally become. Now, if this message hit you even a little, don't just leave it here. Subscribe, because this is just the beginning of your mindset shift. And comment below one thing you are going to change starting today, because the moment you speak it, you make it real.